Hey, Stephanie Feger here, owner and chief strategist of the emPower PR Group, where we help nonfiction authors write books that sell, promote their books to those who need them, want them, and most importantly, will buy them, and build meaningful businesses around empowering messages. What are the 5 things that authors need to know to promote and market their book successfully? Well, let's start with the fact that marketing is a buzzword for visibility, reach, engagement, and so much more. And to successfully build that and increase the book sales in the process, here are my 5 top tips for authors and authorpreneurs and those that they should consider. Tip number 1, understand why you are writing a book in the first place and where you want the book to take you. How can you actually reach a destination if you don't have a roadmap? And why even pick up a roadmap if you don't have clarity on the destination that you want to reach in the first place? I always like to tell authors, start with understanding why you wrote a book in the first place, as it will give you insights into where you want your book to take you. And really gaining clarity on what that end destination is, that goal of yours, will help you identify what success will one day look like. Being a successful author varies from individual to individual, author to author, and knowing what that would look like for you will help you leverage best the marketing strategies and tactics that you need to help you get there. Tip number 2, gain crystal clarity on who needs your book and how to find them. You see, finding your target audience is something all marketing experts will tell you and will suggest, but knowing your target audience's wants and needs and then ensuring that your book becomes a need of theirs is where the key differentiator actually takes place. Individuals are more likely to purchase a book or a derivative offering from it if it meets a need in their life. And let me tell you, wants and needs are totally different. Find a way for your book to become a need, not a want. A want would be a fun beach read that they would just pick up occasionally, possibly on their way to their vacation. But a need, this is going to be something that is life-changing for them, and they're going to need that book and stat. This is done through effective marketing efforts to the right audiences. Number 3, don't wait to develop an author platform. Start now, today, right this second. An author platform is a fancy term for a place to create demand, to leverage engagement, to share content, to outline your offerings, and to sell books. For most, this includes a blend of digital presence, kind of typically what your website might be. It could be a social media presence, which involves being visible on one or several social media outlets. It provides and requires a tool for engagement, which is typically an email management system, and a visibility strategy, which is what are you going to do to get seen and heard on an ongoing basis. Many authors wait until the book releases before ever starting to build their author platform. Don't do this. Do it now, and you'll thank me in the long run. Tip number 4, realize that your book is actually the beginning of you starting a business. The quicker you realize that what you have to offer is more than just a book, the quicker you will be able to leverage your book in new and creative ways. Some of the best ways to market books is by leveraging its content to provide an immersive and experiential workshops, speaking engagements, and even coaching and consulting support. Readers will fall in love with you and your message, especially if the book is a nonfiction one, and will likely reach out wanting to know more, to learn more, and figure out how to directly work with you. Give thought to where you want your book to take you, and if you identify that prior to the book's release, be sure to add it in the back of the book, which is prime marketing space. Don't let it go without using it. Think like your target audience now and leverage your book and your other offerings to be solutions for their current problems. Tip number 5. The best advice I have ever received, I pass down to every author I get the chance to work with. And it's this: your book is not a banana. Yes, I know that might be weird advice, but hear me out. I love bananas, but for some reason, my family of 5 can't seem to eat all of the bananas in a bunch quick enough before It makes phone calls to all of the enormous gnat families in the area that is merely awaiting an invitation to come to my home and take over my kitchen. Seriously though, within a few days, a banana can go from delicious to disgusting and to disaster. But your book won't. Your book isn't going to go bad in 3 days. It isn't going to draw gnats, or at least it shouldn't. Remembering that your book is not a banana is something we all need to do to remind ourselves from time to time, because your book marketing can cause panic. Those efforts are overwhelming, and that can especially be challenging over and around your book's launch. But your book won't go bad. It's not going to draw gnats. It has a much longer shelf life and can continue to have extensions and energy and reach for many, many years. You might think you need to do all of the things right now, but I encourage any author that I get the chance to connect with to think about doing some of the things and do them really well. Then you can invite other tactics to the conversation over time. Your book's marketing effort should not be seen as a sprint. This is a marathon. Focused, strategic, methodical, and purposeful movement over time will be more effective than a quick effort that isn't sustainable. And let's be honest, it's not going to draw gnats. You can learn more about the emPower PR Group by visiting us at empowerprgroup.com or taking a listen to our podcast that is called the Empowered Author Podcast and can be listened to on any podcast platform.